Everybody on? How we look?
We are unmuted and I have almost 10 o'clock. I got 9:15. I want to watch.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. In the absence of Randy this morning, our chairperson, I'd like to open the meeting. He's gonna get here, but he'll be here, but a little late. So we'll go ahead and get the meeting started on time. I'd like to ask everyone to join us in pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. And this point in time, I'd like to discuss the approval or any adjustments to the agenda.
I do have an adjustment to the agenda in light of the chair running a little bit late this morning. I would like to move the consideration of challenge to early voting ballots until after we consider provisionals.
Okay. Okay, the consideration is to move item number 1 down until after item number 3. Okay, everybody understand that? Okay. You hear a motion to do so?
This stated.
Okay. There's a motion on the floor to move item 1 to after item 3. All in favor of that motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All in favor of approval of agenda as modified, please let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Let the record show is unanimously approved. And I'd like to turn it over to Sarah for administrative report.
I don't have anything for administrative report this morning, so we can just bypass that. And I also did not have anything for unfinished business. So if the board doesn't, you can see.
Did anyone else have anything for unfinished business?
No.
Or administrative?
Okay,
Then we can move on to the new business item.
okay.
And we will start with item number 2, the consideration of and tabulation of absentee ballots. Sure.
Of which there are none. So that was pretty easy, but
We're doing very well.
we will leave that item open because there is an outstanding cure for an absentee ballot. And so that voter has until noon. So if that cure comes in, we will be revisiting that ballot item or that agenda item. So,
Okay.
but for right now, we can bypass it and we can go right into the consideration of provisionals.
Okay.
See how
Okay.
do you have a microphone?
We'll then move to item number 3, the consideration and tabulation of provisional ballots.
Okay, and for that item, I will turn it over to Deputy Director Melissa Chambers to explain the provisional process and present her findings.
Okay.
Good morning. Just as a review for what a provisional ballot is, a provisional ballot is offered to any voter that cannot be checked in at check-in when they present to vote for any reason. So if they can't check in normally at check-in, they are offered a provisional ballot. Some of those reasons may include if they don't have their photo ID with them, if they are in the incorrect precinct, if they don't agree with their party of record in a primary and they wish to vote the other party's ballot. Those are kind of the top reasons in a primary. But any reason a voter can't check in the normal fashion, they are offered a provisional ballot. And so those are reviewed by you today. Normally, the way we have done this in the past, and if you'd like to continue in that fashion, we follow the provisional ballot summary that is in your agenda packet. And I kind of go through the categories, and traditionally the board has made a motion in groups. And of course, you're welcome to ask specific questions about any of the provisionals as we move through.
Okay.
So are you good with me proceeding with the summary?
I am.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the first group is ballots. We have a total of 293 provisional ballots cast between both early voting and election day. The first group is a group of ballots that I'm recommending for full approval with a total of 133. And they are broken down in the categories. So the first group is a group of 12 where the voter did not provide an ID. However, they properly executed a photo ID exception form. And the guidance is that if a voter properly executes a photo ID exception form, unless there is reason to believe it is contains falsity, you are to approve those ballots. So we have 12 of those recommended for approval. We do have 3 that the voter voted under the reason of incorrect party because their party of record on the rolls did not match how they wanted to vote. And in doing research, we did find record of attempt to change their party prior to the deadline. So sometimes that can happen if they submitted something to change and their application to change their party was incomplete. For instance, we have one where it was missing a voter's signature when they attempted to change their party prior to the deadline. And a provisional can be approved if what was missing on the original application is completed by the provisional. So the provisional is signed, it then essentially attaches to the attempt to change party prior to the deadline and is then therefore acceptable to be counted as they voted their provisional. Okay. So we have 3 instances of that. We have 2 instances of no record of registration, which is the category that they voted provisional. We did in our research found attempt to register prior to the deadline. Again, that may be something as a missing signature in our incomplete applications, or it may be something along the lines of their application did not transmit correctly from the DMV. So we also check with the DMV in that process. We have 75 that are eligible to be fully counted because the voter voted in the incorrect precinct on election day. So if a voter appears at the incorrect precinct on election day, they do have to cast a provisional ballot. The ones that are eligible for full approval are those that have all the same contests on the ballot they received at the precinct that they were eligible to vote on as if they went to their home precinct. So all the contests are the same, even though they voted in the incorrect precinct in this category. So they would be eligible to be fully counted. We have 2 voters that their record had been previously removed. That is, I believe both of these were instances that their voter was removed by list maintenance, which is if a voter is inactive for 2 federal general elections, they are removed from the rolls. However, if they vote a provisional ballot and there is no evidence they made any attempt to register elsewhere, between the time they are removed and the time they voted provisional, they are eligible to be counted. So we have 2 of those.
Would that have to be the same address?
No, as long as it's in the same county.
Okay.
We have 4 that are categorized as an unreported move, which means they did not report their change of address prior to voting on election day, and then their unreported move placed them in the wrong precinct. So it's kind of a subcategory of incorrect precinct. And then we have 35 provisional ballots that are in our registration repair. You may be familiar that started last year, where we have voters in the system that do not have a driver's license number or a last 4 digits of their social security number on file. And those voters are under our registration repair, which means they are required to vote by provisional ballot. We had 35 of those. They provided that number. That number was validated through the system, or we have 1 that the number did not validate, but the voter showed a HAVA ID at the time they voted, and that makes it eligible to be counted.
So now they're off that list?
Yes, they are off the registration repair list. So that brings the total I'm recommending for full approval to 133. Does anybody have any questions about that breakdown that I can answer for you?
Can you give us an example of the not having an ID and submitting the
An example of
what is the reason that they don't have an ID? What's the exception? Give just an example.
accepted exceptions include, I have a disability. I don't have the documents the DMV requires for me to get a DMV ID. My work schedule does not allow it. I have applied for my ID, but I have not yet received it. We are not allowed to take that paper copy the DMV gives you when you apply for it. That's an acceptable exception. So there are quite a few acceptable exceptions, but the guidance is that as long as they fill that out without any evidence of falsity and they've signed it, it does make their ballot eligible to be counted.
Okay, thank you.
So. So I make a motion that we approve the 133 ballots that Melissa just discussed with us.
Okay. Any questions, comments? No. Motion on the floor, let it be known by aye if you approve. All in favor, okay. Let the record show that it was unanimously approved.
We have
Bless
thank you. We have 37 I'm recommending for partial approval, and those are voters that voted in an incorrect precinct. But because they did not go to their home precinct, they did not get the ballot that they were eligible for with all the same contests. So in these, if it's a partial, it means they went to a precinct that is in House District 17 and they live in House District 19. So House District 17 on the Republican ballots had a contest on it. On the Republican ballots on House District 19, there was no contest on it. So these partial approvals can be counted for everything except the contest they are not eligible to vote on.
And they have to be duplicated?
Yes. Any of the out of precinct have to be duplicated, whether it's full or partial.
Any questions?
So I make a motion to approve the partially accepted out of precinct
Okay,
provisional ballots.
okay. I have one comment. We're gonna duplicate those today.
Mhm.
Thank you very much.
We are.
Okay,
Well, that's why we're here.
good. Okay. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
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 The record shows unanimously approved.
Thank you. The next group we can review right now is I have 114 I am recommending for you to not approve. 27 of those, there was no record of the voter's registration. When a voter appears to vote and they can't be found in the system and they vote a provisional ballot, we conduct research, and that includes looking at all the information that we have. So did they previously apply and something was missing? Are they in our archive where they've applied previously and it got shifted to archive? We reach out to the DMV and we have a DMV report that shows, did they register at the DMV and perhaps something didn't transmit over to us. And then we also look to see if they're actively registered in any other county in North Carolina. So those are the pieces that we look at when determining if there was any attempt to register prior to the deadline. So 27 of those, we found no record that they attempted to register prior to the deadline. 4 voters were previously removed from the system, and it's kind of a subcategory of no record of registration. So they were removed for various reasons. We have one that was removed because they moved to a different county. We have one that was removed because of a felony conviction, and there's no evidence that they re-registered. So there's 4 of those that were previously removed from the system and were not re-registered properly. And then we have 83 that voters voted the incorrect party ballot. So the law requires in a partisan primary, you vote your party of record. So the 83 of those were voters that either did not agree with their party of record or thought they had changed their party prior to the deadline. We use the same research steps that we use when a voter is not registered at all to make sure there was no valid attempt to change party prior to the voter registration deadline. So there are 83 of those.
But my concern is 83 is a large number of people to get a ballot for the wrong party.
It's pretty typical in a partisan primary. A lot of voters, one, don't understand what a partisan primary is and that they have to vote their party of record. Or 2, they don't agree with what their party of record was. Or simply, I acknowledge maybe I'm registered one party, but I want to vote the other party's ballot because of what might be on that ballot.
And we allow them to do that.
Anyone can vote a provisional ballot, but that's why they have to vote provisionally so that we can research it and see if there was any qualifications that would make that ballot eligible to be counted.
Okay. And you recommend that we disapprove those?
83 of them, yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Any questions, comments?
All right, so I make a motion to not approve the 114 ballots as presented by staff.
Okay, the motion on the floor. Any comments, questions? Turn it over to you, see if we get this. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Let the record show is unanimously approved. At this point in time, I'll step back. Turn it over to our esteemed chairperson.
That's the second time you've used that. First of all, I'd like to apologize to everybody for being the tardy. It was totally unavoidable. Having said that, Mr. Secretary, if you could tell me where we are in the agenda, that would be great.
We have approved down through here. We have decided to move this down here. Because we wanted you to be here when we did that.
Okay.
Down through here, we're in this group.
Okay, so we're on number 2.
On number
3.
3.
Okay,
We're down, look over on page, this tab 3, page 10.
Okay.
And I'll show you where we are here. No, tab 3, page 10. This is,
go ahead.
Still up lower.
Thanks, Mom.
this is taking us down through here.
Okay,
We just got through this section. We're not coming to this section.
okay.
Okay. It's all yours.
Adam?
So the last section is we have 9 ballots that are pending cure, which means the voter has until noon to resolve those ballots. So we will revisit those after that deadline has passed. We have at least 2 of those that are eligible to be at least partially counted, even if they are not fully cured. So at noon, we will even if there's no further cures, we will have to come back and I will ask for a partial approval of 2 of those ballots after the noon deadline.
Okay.
Okay. So at this point, I would like to have my team open the ones that are fully approved that do not have to be duplicated, and we'll do those first, open those first, and then we'll move to the ones that have to be duplicated. I have a sticky on them. I need the sticky to stay on the envelope. So Christy's familiar with when you open them, you're going to review to make sure the ballot has an abbreviation for provisional, PROV. That one does not. So Christy's going to write it on there.
I have a question. So, Butch will be using a
Voter
brand
home
new
precinct.
V drive for today?
He will, and he will have a 0 tape, a 0 report showing there's 0 ballots. You can go ahead and print it if you want.
Okay, so we're going to open up the Verity while they're doing their thing.
Do we have to look at any of these or no?
You're welcome to, but you don't have to.
So maybe. I said maybe you wanted to look at some of the provisionals.
I don't want to look at them.
Come on, Jack. Actually, look at that. That was 4 hours. Don't take it out of order.
We're not messing up, right?
Yeah.
Everything okay with them? Everything okay with them?
Yeah, just,
That's done.
I don't have any answers.
Oh,
Stay.
I can,
While they're here.
you don't need to do it with Sharpie, do you?
Whatever, I got one.
Well, I was just thinking bleed through. I'm used to being like watching my 11-year-old with thick Sharpies, like color in on the
Everything.
dining table. Take it over to the others. So they were at it all day Wednesday, so I'd say a solid 8 hours, several staff members. And then they were all dispositioned Wednesday before we went home, but yesterday we had to go through an audit. Make sure that if the report said we have 50 approved, that we have 50 envelopes approved in the certain category. So, I mean, if I were to take the time and then, how many youth staff members?
They do.
It's probably 50 plus, I would say, because there were a lot of staff members helping, so.
Melissa was in here yesterday till 4:45.
Yeah, it was an all day yesterday too, yeah. It's a lot. Yes, yes, so we had 293 this time, and the presidential, we had over 1,000. Yeah. Provisional, if you could just sign it. Yeah, you're over the provisional. She's trying to convince me to take her to New York City for spring break. It's like, child. No.
She loved it there, huh?
Some point.
She's going to NYU.
There are worse places.
There are. I just, because it's just been meeting in her taking a little trip somewhere for spring break. I am not on my own going to New York City and navigating public transit. Absolutely.
You need to hire me as your tour guide.
Having a grandson who lives in New York,
Uh-huh.
I will pass along his advice. Do not, under any circumstances, take the subway
Oh, that's absolutely not. I disagree with that 100%.
or use Uber. They're all over the place.
No, definitely use the subway. Yes, definitely use the subway, man.
Not if you're not familiar.
This number historically, that's compared.
It's the best thing in the world.
Definitely lower, here the larger.
Oh,
I'm just gonna keep this because I check it off on my list, the 0.
Hey, it looks like there's gonna be 2 women on the commissioners, board of commissioners next year. Well, but Randy Thompson lost to a woman.
That was already cooked laws.
I mean, Marty Cook, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Marty Cook was the one that's already on there.
Patty Hewitt and Pat Sykes.
Spring break. What's it?
How long has it been on?
Okay. Is it? Living St. James.
Yeah.
I'm considering it.
You?
Yeah. Is that all of the fully approved? Nice. And then just because we're going into the duplication process and not that anybody's being too loud right now, I'll just ask that if you need to have any conversations or sidebars, if you could do that in the hall, just so we don't distract the team. Thank you.
The originals go to me, the duplicated goes into the entity account to be stamped. Oh, we need another one. Mine is too. We're actually going too many to rapid parents. We'll get our rhythm. Oh, good. Leah, Jenna, Randy, Patty. Michael. Rouser. Michael. Right. JK with. Ballot. Pardon, is going on to the correct ballot size.
So that would be here. That is not here.
Yeah. And it's all on. Yeah.
I'll take that. Just hold it to the side and maybe put the ballot back in and see what that looks.
So. First, you have a correct ballot side for. Review of 5.
Just to explain what just came up, we have a ballot that was to be a partial duplication. And I don't believe we had the correct ballot style attached to it, so we are going to be printing the correct ballot, right?
Well, wasn't categorized as full, needs to be moved to partial.
Sorry, you said again?
God.
They voted on 17, they don't live in 17.
Oh, got it.
The original back in the envelope. That ballot is spoiled. And I have a spoiled stamp that's going on the barcode. Yes.
So I'm gonna change that to partial in the provisional module.
So Sarah, just for the information for folks here and anybody online, on election day itself, each precinct only has paper copies of the ballots that are specific to that precinct.
That is correct.
If somebody shows up in that precinct, and correct me if I'm wrong, and insists on voting there, they get the ballot for that precinct, although it may not be the correct.
Yes.
May not be the correct ballot style that they are entitled to based upon their residence address. Okay. How many different ballot styles do we have in this election?
56.
Okay. Based upon precinct, voter residence, party, as Butch said, there are 56 different ballots that we could possibly have. And that's what we're trying to do, is make sure we get this onto the proper ballot style for that particular voter. So that when we report statistics to the state, they are correct, and making sure that if there was anybody on the ballot that the voter actually voted that they are not eligible to vote for, that those are not. So I hope I said that reasonably accurately. So.
Roy. James.
Michael. Buzzard. Michael. Mia. JK. Flip. Patty. Timothy. You're on Vexel. Okay. Marco. Buzzard. Matt. Mia. Jenna. Cliff. Marty. Timothy. No, these are fully approved, but they're on incorrect balance. They have to duplicate marks and balance now. You should have received it.
The contests are the same. It's just a different designation at the top.
It's just, you're not changing it.
No,
Yeah. Duplicate. Which is correct. Christie. Donald. Buzzard. Michael. Mia. Jenna. Randy. Patty. Tim. Roy. Christine.
no, I'm good. Thank you.
Michelle. Crouser. Michael. Frank. JK. Randy. Patty. Timothy. Michelle. Crouser. Matt. Frank. JK. Randy. Marty. Timothy. Richard. Rouser. Michael. JK. Randy. Marty. Ryan. Roy. Christie. Thomas. Buzzard. Michael. Jenna. Randy. Kathy. Brian. Donald. Rouser. Skip. Skip. Randy. Marty. Timothy. Donald. Skip. Skip. JK. Skip. Skip. Brian. Roy. Christine. Michael. Rouser. Skip. Frank. Jenna. Randy. Marty. Brian. Donald. Rouser. Michael. Frank. Jenna. Randy. Marty. Brian. Roy. Christine. Roy. Christie. Michael. Rouser. Matt. Frank. JK. Cliff. Abby. Timothy. Preston. Christine. Okay. Michael. Rouser. Michael. Jenna. Cliff. Marty. Timothy. Skip. Rouser. Skip. Jenna. Randy. Marty. Brian. Roy. Christine. Margot. Hazard. Skip. Skip. Jenna. Skip. Patty. Michael. Skip.
I can move.
Skip. Skip. Randy.
Jerry. Bennett.
That's good. All. So, yeah. That made me look it up. I got excited. I was like, oh. Okay. So Randy. Abby. Right. Skip. Skip the whole left side. Skip the first one on the right. Patty. Skip the whole left side, skip the first one on the right, so Patty. Jenna. Val. Browser. Matt. Jenna. Randy. Patty. Right. Buzzer. Michael. Jenna. Patty. Right. Michael. Browser. Skip. Frank. JK. Randy. Marty. Tim.
Excuse me.
Thomas. Buzzer. Skip. Frank. Jenna. Randy. Patty. Right.
Just, or unless you want to do it morning and I do afternoon, if you want to do it all day, I don't care, but I'm gonna just say that is a split to.
Michael. Hey, Kelsey. Michael. Mia. Jenna. Split. Patty. Right. Roy. James. Browser. Skip the rest of the left side. Randy. Skip. Robin.
I have kind of thoughts, and it's a second because Adrian is here.
Oh, okay, she's right there. I don't think you'll have to go far. But she's not there anymore. I lied. I thought.
All right, all right. Get some exercise.
I hope we use the corner of this table if you want.
I'll be watchful.
I know.
Got that?
Marco. Browser. Burn. Michael, I'm sorry. Frank. Jenna. Cliff. Abby. Brian. Donald. Browser. Michael. JK. Randy. Marty. Brian. Skip the whole left side. Randy. Abby. And Roy. James. Okay, Roy. James. Browser. Matt. JK. Cliff. Marty. Summer. Griffith, Rouser, Michael, Jenna, Cliff, Marty, Brian. Harvard. And Jenna. Okay. Abby. Jenna. Donald. Rouser. Matt. Frank. Big K. Cliff. Marty. Brian. Donald. Rouser. Skip. JK. Randy. Marty. Brian. Roy. Skip. Roy. Skip. Hayden. I'm Rouser. I'm sorry. Michael. JK. Randy. Patty. Jenna. Thomas. Rouser. Skip. Jenna. Randy. Patty. Brian. Thomas. Rounder. Michael. Jenna. Randy. Patty. Brian. Roy. Christie. Elston. Christie. Donald. Rouser. Skip. JK. Skip. Skip. Brian. Roy. Skip. Elizabeth. Rouser. Matt. Mia. Jenna. Cliff. Patty. Brian. Michael. Rouser. Michael. Frank. Jenna. Um, Randy. Patty. Brian.
Roy, Michael. Also. Matt. Mia. Jenna. Randy. Marty. Brian. Elizabeth. Rouser. Matt. Frank. JK. Randy. Abby. Brian. Michael. Buzzard. Matt. Frank. Jenna. Randy. Marty. Jenna. Michael. Skip. 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 Randy. Abby. Brian. Michael. Skip. 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 Randy. Abby. Brian. Thank you for doing something. Michael. Rouser. Matt. JK. Cliff. Patty. Brian. Michael. Rouser. Michael. Frank. JK. Cliff. Patty. Brian. You don't have one. It's not that, you have one that's the really different.
Michael. Browser. Michael. Skip. 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 Marty. Right. Michael. Hazard. Matt. Nia. Jenna. Randy. Marty. Tim. Elizabeth. Browser. Michael. Frank. Jenna. Flip. Marty. Ron. Okay, Michael. Browser. Michael. Frank. Jenna. Flip. Patty. Tim. Thank you. Again.
And then since we're in a pause point, I will let the board know that one of the outstanding absentee ballots was cured, so we will also be doing an absentee ballot.
About 35 minutes.
5 minutes.
We'll take a 5-minute break.
Walk around, get a snack.
Where? Yeah. That's my favorite.
They do.
He's my boss, as a new attorney, who makes the red pens come out of it. No, red pencil. That's how you learn, huh?
Yeah.
I want to see that because I have one on my desk just to remind myself.
You go to law school while you were working for the company?
That's a rough 4 years.
Yeah, I got a whole box of
Red pencils? I got one.
I use them for everything.
I have pencil shop now.
Butch. While the ladies are taking a break, just for the record, could you tell us what you just did on the tabulator, please?
So far, I've just scanned in the ballots that we have duplicated and or opened for provisional so far. That's where we're at.
How many were that?
So far, we've done 132.
Thank you.
Far out, didn't it?
Is that a barcode so I can get it out of the building?
If hey, Butch, you said 132?
Yes, sir.
The total is supposed to be 133. What's missing?
The one that we had to turn into a partial, we discovered it had the
Oh.
wrong ballot style written, so we
Okay.
had to pull that and then
Move
it
it
will
into
now
the other.
become in the partial stack.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good catch.
I never want to know the number. That way I throw it out at the end. It's not, I'm like not panicking going.
Mhm. At the pre, I was wondering, okay. Very exciting, isn't it? This meeting.
I've done this across the state. This is what it writes, what it wants.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll hope ours is the most fun than all of them. Here, let's offer him some candy. He goes to other meetings. Brunswick County is the best. Oh, goodness.
May I ask, sir, are you representing yourself today or?
No, sir, I'm here with Disability Rights of North Carolina. I'm here with Disability Rights of North Carolina. We're petition advocates from across the state of North Carolina. And so we have a legal team that defends the legal rights of people with disabilities for the state.
Nice.
And so I'm stepping in today to be a legal observer of your things today. So that's what we do.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Our home county is Columbus, so it's.
Oh.
Too far.
You're not too far away.
But-
Columbus County, there was reading something not too long ago that at one time back in the 1800s, Columbus and Brunswick were all one county.
Columbus, Brunswick.
Oh, you don't
Wait.
say.
Was the mother county.
Right.
Are you originally from Columbus County?
My folks are from Columbus Hill.
Yeah. You know, following Norris Ebro,
Yeah, I know what's it.
told him I said that.
All right, what it, okay. My mom was Nancy Hill, used to be postmaster of Columbus, mother, probably don't her, might know her.
Yeah. And I grew up together. He's a bit younger than me,
Okay, okay.
but our parents lived in nearby.
So Greenville area, right?
Yeah.
He just had his 80th birthday party, was it?
Yes,
I
yeah,
was there.
yeah. Yeah, I couldn't attend it. I had to be out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice fellow,
Yep. Very humble man.
very much so.
Okay, so. Yeah. Backwards, sorry. Okay. Browser. Michael. JK. Randy. Patty. Emma. You got the big chunk first. Michael. Browser. Matt. Emma. Cliff. Marty. Brian. Michael. Browser. Matt. JK. Cliff. Patty. Brian. It's. Oh, oh. On the one I just gave you. The notation? Yeah. Michael. Browser. Skip. 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 Marty. Temp. Michael. Browser. Skip. 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 Marty. Temp. Michael. Browser. Now.
KK. Randy. Marty. Brian. The only votes for sheriff, and it's Brian. Thomas. Hazard. And. Jake. Cliff. Abby. Timmons. Michelle. Rouser. Matt. JK. Randy. Marty. Brian. Thomas. Hazard. Michael. Jenna. Randy. Marty. Brian. Well, yeah, so. Michael. Rouser. Michael. JK. Randy. Marty. Brian. I don't think it's first. Michael. Browser. Michael. Jenna. What? Marty. Right.
What says your Michael? I asked the watchers in the office.
Michael. Browser. Michael. J.K. Randy. Harvey. Right. Michael. Browser. Michael. J.K. Randy. Marty. Brian. Donald. Browser. Matt. Jenna. Randy. Patty. Brian. Roy. Christie. No, well, Robin's. Yeah. Michael. Browser. Matt. J.K. Cliff. Patty. Brian.
Melissa, can you explain what we're doing with the orange Post-its, please?
Well, this is not a one-off where it was initially processed as a partial because they live in two different house districts. But the ballot is a Democrat ballot, so it's really a full approval because there's no
and City House on either
Okay,
district. But so Christie is noting that it should be a full approval on the ballot itself.
okay,
Normally with a partial, when she opens a partial, she will block out with a post-it the contest that is not eligible to be counted on the original.
okay. That was the point I wanted to make in case anybody was watching. Um,
Roy? Christie? Thomas? Rouser? Michael? Jenna? Randy? Abby? Right. Michael? Rouser? Michael? Jenna? Andy? Abby? Right. Michael? Rouser? Michael? JK? Marty? Right.
Here, I'll pull on here and I'll change it in the computer.
Michael? Rouser? Michael? JK? What? Abby? Right.
Right there. Just did what I thought you were doing.
Michael? Rouser? Michael? JK? What? Abby? Right. Oh. Roy? Christie?
But things are changing. Want them as a. Them down there with the.
Michael. Rouser. Skip. Skip. Randy. And
It feels what I'm in dungeon.
right.
Yeah. Some sunshine.
Michael. Rouser. And. Okay. Marty. Right. Richard. Rouser. Michael. Jenna. Cliff. Abby. Right. Michael. Rouser. Skip. Jenna. Cliff. Skip. Timothy's. Right.
Melissa, I know there are several folks watched online. Can you explain for the folks online exactly what we're doing right now?
Right now we stopped because when we opened the envelope, it is a Democratic ballot inside the envelope and we had it paired with a Republican to duplicate on, which
Okay.
obviously is not appropriate.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna set this one aside and we're gonna come back to it in just a second.
Thank you.
Okay. And my mic is on. Yes, yeah.
Michael. Rouser. Mash. Jenna. Randy. Marty. Right.
We're gonna need a D. The ballot inside the Democrat.
I'm sorry, I was looking at this. I was like,
That, yeah, that needs to be spoiled.
Elizabeth. Rouser. Michael. Jenna. Cliff. Abby. Brian. Michael. Rouser. Skip. Jenna. Randy. Marty. And Brian.
I'm in the middle of something, Randy.
Michael. Rouser. Michael. JK. Randy.
It was
Abby. Come, let's get it.
Yeah.
Michael. Rouser. Michael. JK. Randy. Abby. Timmons.
One is now full.
Huh?
The full.
Okay.
It's already open. That one you open.
Oh. Roy. Christine. Michelle. Rouser. Michael. Jenna. Randy. Patty. Timothy.
No, just about that.
A week now.
Yeah, what had it been duplicated anyway? Right?
My fault. Rouser. Matt. JK. What? Marty. Right.
Good afternoon. Yes, would you please check the election email box? Because I had one that could have appeared by letter. Thank
Michael. Rouser. Matt. JK. Randy. Marty. Brian. Donald. Rouser. Michael. JK. Randy. Abby. Brian.
We have the two.
I'll go ahead and tell Adrienne because she's got one.
Are we doing the absentee?
We'll finish the provisional that way and I'll be on the same drive and we'll move into absentee, but that way she can at least start moving in here.
So it's no follow-up on that one.
Yes, we have one absentee, so I'll have Adrienne bring that in and Melissa has two ballots that I will let her explain. I was about to start and I was like, she's gonna know
Okay.
much more about these than I am. So. Randy? I didn't mean to yell that in the mic. Sorry. Sorry, people at home.
He does kind of.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, we're about to talk about stuff, so I thought we
Okay.
might want to be in here for that.
Mr. Myers and I were just solving the problems of the world,
Yeah.
saving Western civilization. Good luck.
Okay, so our deadline has passed. We've duplicated all the ballots that need to be duplicated, and our deadline has passed for the ones that were pending. So for 7 of them, 7 of the 9 that were pending, they are not eligible to be counted at all. They did not meet the requirement that we had, one with a missing signature and the rest were, ID required.
Okay,
That had indicated at the time they voted that they would return to the BOE by noon today with their ID. So 6 did not do that. 1 was missing a voter signature. The voter was contacted and we did inform, we were able to leave a message that they needed to come up here and sign their provisional ballot by noon today. So that is 7 of those pending. The other 2 pending voted by provisional ballot because they are under the the registration repair. So they were required to give a driver's license number or the last 4 digits of their social security number. That information was not captured when they voted. So whether they didn't give it or the poll worker didn't record it, it was not, the information was not captured. So the guidance we have is that they are not eligible to be counted for state and local contests, but they need to be counted for federal contests. So these 2 ballots need to be approved for partially for the federal contests only. So one is a Democrat and it would be approved for the Senate contest. One is a Republican ballot and it would be approved for the Senate contest and the congressional contest.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So you need a motion
I
from the
do.
board.
I do. I need a motion to not approve the 7 and to partially approve the 2.
Okay. Go ahead.
The one that voted wrong ballot, they can get it today.
The 2 that are only going to be counted for the federal contests, they will be duplicated onto the same ballot style because they received the correct ballot style, but only the federal contests are eligible to be counted on those 2 ballots. So they will be duplicated by our team.
So we specifically, how many ballots of each style now? I know you.
That we are partially approving,
Yeah, we need.
one Democrat ballot and
Okay.
one Republican ballot, but I need a motion to reject the 7 that didn't meet the requirement and partially approve
Okay,
2.
that's, I'm just trying to get the wording for the motion.
Okay,
Okay,
sorry.
so we need a motion to disapprove 7 and approve 2 ballots for partial duplication for federal offices.
Correct.
What he said.
So
Okay. We have
So stated.
we have a motion on the floor. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously.
Thank you.
Mrs. Chambers, continue.
Thank you. This is the Democrat ballot, so you're going to cover the Court of Appeals seat on that one. It's only eligible to duplicate the Senate seat. Can you just set it on my table, please? Thank you. I don't have a green bin. How rude. There's your green bin. Sorry about that. That one, you're going to cover everything except the Senate and the congressional seat. So only the top 2 ticket items are eligible to be counted.
Donald. Browser.
On my table, please. Thank you, Alice.
That is the end of provisionals.
All right.
I will save the provisional data.
Numbers, or do you save it first?
I gotta save it first. This drive is giving me an error, so let me go get a new one real quick. We'll log you out and I'll be ready. It does happen sometimes. That's why I'll be testing.
Melissa, while Butch is doing that, just so I have it straight in my head, the 7 ballots that we just disapproved, the 6 for photo ID and the 1 for missing signature, those were pending cure by noon today. Is that correct? And being 12 minutes after, so that's why they became unapproved. Okay, thank you.
Just a quick question. Go ahead, Melissa. I'll ask you. Can I ask you the question now? Do we have to go back and do anything on absentee ballots? Is that one ballot absentee that we have?
Yes,
Okay. Just
we
wanna
do.
Make sure. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna finish up the provisional
Okay.
process first, and then we'll go to the one absentee.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Sure, the other one is gonna have the same error. And the error is I wrote the drive for the wrong election. It does happen sometimes.
My goodness,
Proves we're all human.
that's it. You're out.
Okay, we have 172 ballots written.
That's correct. 172 approved.
Yay. I'm gonna close this drive.
While he's doing that, the duplication team that came and so wonderfully assisted us today, you are free to go. We appreciate you coming in and helping us today. Christy, you're not leaving yet. You're not so lucky. You're not so lucky.
We'll let them on. Now.
Oh, yes, I thought you were still working on. Sorry.
We're good there. So
Before we
Yes, sir.
proceed with the absentee, just so I have it clear in my head, we've read in 170 ballots.
172.
Okay,
For provisional,
Because you partially approved 2 that were.
okay, 172. There would be 132 approved and 40 partials.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and full corrected full and partials because we had to make some corrections when we were opening envelopes to those full and partial
Okay.
numbers. But I can get those numbers for you in just a minute.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So now we're going to open a absentee supplemental, which will be separate from the absentees that we already did a while ago. So we'll get a report run for 0. And I will get the board to sign.
Well, I was about to go, but you said I will. Oh, did you continue?
Sarah will be getting the board to sign.
This is just showing there are 0 votes on the system for a supplemental absentee.
Butch, while we're doing this, could you explain what happens to the other V drive that you said that was giving you an error?
Oh, it'll be replaced.
Okay,
Yeah, we swap out V drives.
But-
The thing is, the V drive wasn't defective. It was just written for the wrong election. I
Okay.
accidentally wrote it for the municipal election instead of today's election.
but just to be clear, there's no votes on
No,
that
sir.
or anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the system knows when an election is coming or knows which election is supposed to be in. So if you insert a V drive for the incorrect election, it rejects it.
Sometimes I think the machines are smarter than we are.
Part of the reason that happened particularly is you can't overwrite a V drive for an election. And so if you use a V drive for an election and you accidentally go to try and reprogram it for the same election, it will not do it. So you would actually have to, if you want to use a V drive over and over and over again, you would literally have to program it for different elections every single time. You can't back to back V drives on the same election. It's kind of neat.
And the V drives are kept with all the materials associated with this election for 22 months?
Provided we have the inventory to do that. They do not, there's no requirement to keep them that way.
Okay,
The ballots are what the backup is. So you have to keep the ballots for 22 months. The V drives, you do not. You can overwrite them over and over.
okay.
We don't.
I assume they're fairly expensive.
They are pricey. And we have a sizable inventory of them. So I actually do have several elections worth.
Okay,
I'm gonna,
thank you.
if you would like to move on to the absentee portion of the agenda, I'll turn it over to Adrienne.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass out the forms.
And I will update our online agenda because she's passing out. It just shows the one
Thank you.
absentee that we're considering so that it's in the agenda packet altogether.
And I printed, since I knew that we had 2 gaps, I went ahead and printed.
Oh, thank you.
That's wrong.
We tried.
This is the rest of it, so.
Okay, so we have one civilian accepted cure ballot to recommend for approval. Christy has that pass around to the 5 of you.
And this was being cured for,
That is being cured for their photo ID. February 13th, we received guidance from the state board in regards to certain updates to photo ID requirements from certain locations, and this one happened to be one of them. So it was a college that now required a physical ID versus a virtual ID, which previously they were allowed to use.
okay,
So it has been cured. They brought in a different form of ID.
It went from the student ID to a passport.
Correct.
Basically.
A previously accepted form of student ID in a virtual format that is now no longer acceptable. And that's all we've got.
Sure.
You need a motion to accept that.
I
see.
do.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to accept the revised ID.
okay. We have a motion on the floor. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No, I'm not opposed.
I'm sorry, you,
My microphone was off. I turned it on.
Okay.
I was a little late in my eye.
okay. So. It is approved unanimously.
We completed that, so I'm gonna write these. And it is one ballot.
Confirming one ballot.
Okay.
And we're closed.
Okay.
At this point, I go and read everything in. So I'm going,
So a report
Yes.
both of those for the board to sign.
not a problem. I'll be back.
Which, when you say you're gonna go read those in specifically, you're going to
Just like
upload them
lunch
to the state?
Yes, they'll be, first they gotta be read into the Verity system itself.
Okay,
And then at that point, I'll run a couple of reports for Sarah, and then I also have to upload the results to the state. Using a separate USB drive because everything's air gapped.
okay, thank you.
No problem.
I'm gonna have you go with him and he always double checks the numbers when he's uploading and we don't have Julie here. So if you don't mind being that person with him today, that would be wonderful. Adrian, that's the poll book of absentee voters. You have them signing now?
Yes, the poll book, and then also the cover page for today's meeting. And then I'm going to have Randy sign the supplemental certificate of executed absentee civilian.
Okay. Anytime.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And board members, Melissa's bringing around a report of provisional voters by precinct?
Yes.
Okay. It's something that's required to be signed.
Sure page, you could just pages.
That's Adrian or Adrian.
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 Yes.
I have a total of 172.
Randy, if you would like, while they're doing that, we can revisit that agenda item that I had moved for the challenges.
That'll be fine.
Okay.
Before we do that, I have one question on the provisionals.
Okay.
Okay. And I think I know the answer, but I'm just trying to confirm. We had 83 incorrect party ballots. I think these fall into the realm where the voter insisted upon a ballot that they were not necessarily entitled to. Is that correct or not? That they, they may have come in and registered to one party and said, I want to vote in another party.
That's honestly, that number did not surprise me at all for a partisan primary.
Okay.
It is very confusing sometimes if a voter does not understand what a partisan primary is
Mhm.
and that they are required to vote the party, ballot of their registered party. So
Okay.
these are voters who either didn't remember their registered party, didn't agree with their registered party, thought they had changed it before the deadline to change their party, or simply acknowledge I am this party, but I want to vote for a candidate that is on this ballot.
Okay. And, our poll workers are all trained not to be basically confrontational, but to try to, explain to the voter what's going to happen when they do that. Is that correct?
We do provide them some suggested scripting and a quick guide at their workstations that reminds the voter that North Carolina law does require you vote the ballot of your registered party. The deadline to change your party was February 6th. Do you believe you changed your party prior to the deadline? However, if a voter wants to vote a provisional ballot, they are allowed to vote a provisional ballot.
Fine. Thank you very much.
Of course. Any other questions I can answer for you?
Well, like I said, I thought I knew the answer and that you said exactly what I had in mind, but sometimes we need to participate, explain things for the folks in the audience. So we're online. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. Voter challenge?
Okay. So what I have for you today is two challenges that I would like the board to consider filing against two individuals who cast ballots during early voting and later died. And because North Carolina's law says that a voter's eligibility is determined on election day, Because those voters passed away prior to election day, they are not eligible to have voted in this election. We have done this before. This is nothing new. So what I have today is the 2 records that we have identified as of now. If we discover more in a timely manner where we have time to provide official notice of the challenge, I would be able to sign a challenge. So if the board's not having a meeting, so if I discover a record Monday, I would be able to sign as the director a challenge form. So right now we have 2. And so what's in your agenda packets is the challenges for those 2.
Okay. And just to be clear, this is something that we have absolutely no latitude in, that we have to follow the law in the direction of the state board.
That is correct.
And like you said, it's happened before. And in no way should that be construed as disrespectful to the voter or the family. They certainly have our condolences.
Not at all.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
So I had the information in your packets. I don't know if you've had time to review. Essentially what you have is a copy of a challenge form that I've drafted. I provided a link to the numbered memo that provides us the guidance on this process. And then I also provided you with a copy of the Department of Health and Human Services report showing that these voters are deceased.
Okay. This is in our packets under tab number 1.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. And it's in the packet that was online on our agenda too for anyone who is watching at home.
Chair would recommend entertain a motion to challenge these 2 ballots as described by the director. We have a motion. Yes, so stated. We have a motion on the floor. Any discussion?
I do have a question.
Yes.
How do you determine this?
So the State Board of Elections actually identified these 2 records before we had identified them on the DHHS report. The state does an audit post-election during the canvass period where they run reports to identify matches of voters who have a voter history record from early voting and absentee voting, but also are showing to be removed. So these 2 voters are deceased, but it also checks against felony conviction records, checks against removed records, moved from state records, things like that. And then they identify that for us to investigate. So because we were able to substantiate the state's report with finding them on the Department of Health and Human Services report that we would normally use for list maintenance, we are proceeding with the challenge. Yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, so I have these 2 for the chair's signature and then just a little bit about what happens next with these. So I have drafted notices to the voters because the law states we need to provide due process before we remove a ballot. So we will be mailing to the voters' address notice of the challenge. If these challenges are sustained, so the hearing will be held at our canvas meeting next Friday. If the challenges are sustained, staff will identify these ballots in the early voting secure bags from the day that the voters voted, and we will tally those and remove them from the count.
That'll be done manually.
Yes.
And you draft a cover letter on each one of these?
A cover letter to the voter?
I'm just asking, yeah.
It's the state actually has a template, so I just took the
Okay.
state's template and
Okay.
added the relevant details.
All right.
They were emailed? No, I have them there and I'll have Kathy walk them over to the mailroom. I just wanted to make sure you actually entered the challenge before I put something in the mail that said you were going to. Just checking. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I wasn't gonna make that mistake, chasing down the mail truck.
Thank you. Okay.
And then I'm going to actually step out and have Kathy get these over to the mailroom for me.
Okay.
So they'll go out today's mail.
Okay.
While Sarah's doing that, do we have any other business from any of the board members?
Talk about month, Tuesday.
Okay,
I saw how many ballots we're gonna have with us. Canvas. On sample audit, whatever they call it, sample audit.
sample of account.
Sample audit, yes. It's like 1,000, right?
Below 1,000, yes. Mhm.
Oh. Well, little teeny little piece of.
He was watching, she heard me come and she met me halfway.
So,
You don't have to come. On Tuesday.
Really? You gonna take care?
I'll take care of it.
Oh,
okay,
I have a roommate in college that had his funeral was on Tuesday, so I can go
There
to
you
that.
go.
Okay, outstanding.
okay.
Thank you very much.
Madam Director, do you have any other new business or other business?
No, but at this point, we do have to wait for Butch to finish uploading the results, and I'll have a couple reports from that for you to sign.
Okay,
But otherwise, I do not have
You
anything.
just discussed Tuesday. Please.
The sample audit count. So Tuesday, we're doing the sample audit count in this room. We'll have bipartisan teams go through groups of ballots from 2 precincts. Hold, please. Watch one of y'all find it for me. Feel like I see Ed looking. He's like, I'm gonna.
No, I don't have that email on my phone, so.
Okay, so we are going to be doing ballots from Oak Island 3, which is SB 06, and that was 639 ballots. And then Secession 1, which is CB 05, which is 407. So just over 1,000 ballots. The bipartisan teams will do a hand-to-eye tally of the top contest on the ballot, which happens to be US Senate. And then we will compare that tally, the manual tally total, to what the machine result was.
How many teams you gonna have here?
2 teams. Yeah. 2 teams of 4. So we'll have 8 bipartisan people here with us to do that process.
Okay,
okay.
That shouldn't be bad.
let's hope it works out this time.
Yeah.
We'll have that
So-
stray check mark,
Yeah,
the infamous stray check mark.
bad marks by the voters tend to catch us in the sample audit.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Paulie, you said you will be here on Tuesday.
I will be here on Tuesday.
And Mr. Meyer,
Okay.
Mr. Iverson said he would like to come and observe for a while, although he may not stay all day.
I'm in a learning.
It's not gonna be all day.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not gonna be
So
all
we
day.
noticed it, and I think I've mentioned this before, we notice it as a meeting in case 3 of you end up being here, but we just have to have representation from each party to supervise the process. So,
Okay,
yeah, that sounds good.
It's positive it won't be all day. You gotta
Will
think.
not.
no. How many, the last time we did it, we hit Black Leland, we had like
Well, the last,
bunch of ballots.
so the last election was the municipal election.
Okay.
and-
For that,
Yes, we pulled the early voting site with the most ballots cast, and it
took us forever.
It took us forever. Yes, it was
And
a
it kept
lot.
getting-
It was a lot. You're
But-
trying to block it out. You're
But
like,
we did balance. Okay.
yeah.
Um,
So just over 1,000 ballots is very manageable, I think,
so that meeting is at 9 AM on Tuesday
Yes.
in this room.
in this room.
Okay, and then on Friday in the Commissioners' Chambers at 11 o'clock, we have the final canvas
Yeah,
meeting.
canvas. Mhm.
Okay. And we are waiting on Mr. Johnson,
Wait.
correct?
Oh, they have my business cards from here. Looking for them.
I found them now. Oh, your elections ones.
I was like, oh, I said, where did I put those things? Found them. No one asked me for ID this year, so it was okay.
or we didn't have any questions from gentlemen out here?
Or observations?
Okay.
We're very efficient.
Interesting. Most of the cycle, they don't have like a deputy or somebody doing each one of those different sections. So we're doing to the directors pretty much running the whole.
Doing all of them? Okay.
You got it. Like, well,
Yeah, so, and that's probably just the way we have things segmented out. So, Melissa manages all in-person voting, and then post-election, it's all of the provisional research. And then Adrienne is over all absentee voting. So anytime we have absentee meetings, that's who presents. I am knowledgeable in all of the things, but I am not the in-house expert on all the things. That's what they are for. Yes. We are very fortunate. We have a good team here.
How's New Hanover with the new director?
I think they're doing okay. I haven't spoken to the new director yet, but I think they're doing good.
Cool. Good.
I imagine now that the election's over, our district, we have a district of 10 counties, I think, and we do meetings periodically. So maybe they'll get together a meeting because we've got a few new directors in our district that probably haven't met each other.
I must admit, I was pleasantly surprised that with being down 2 staff members, that, you know, the team were obviously worked together to go through all the provisionals and
Yes,
came out smoothly at the end. Thank you.
it did.
And all the absentee ballots, thank you, ma'am, also. Great team.
Yay, that was
Report for Adrienne.
zippity doo dah fast. Unless I shouldn't say that. So,
Where did that-
And you also have a copy for me to get them to sign?
81, you said?
I need a copy of the absentee, I will say for them to sign.
Green is here.
Okay. All right, so we'll see what I have to have the board sign. He's gonna go get me one report. And then we need to seal the bin. I am not gonna wait for Butch to tell you the seal numbers that we're gonna use on the ballot bin.
Okay.
All right, so the 2 seals we're using 068 0569. I doubt you have a sheet for these numbers. Yeah, you can write them anywhere. 068 0648. So what we had 068 0569, 068 0648. And I will have. Initials on those, who wants it? Go. One each, I don't know. I have other things for them to sign, but yeah, you can start that one. Okay, so the board is signing, that is the equivalent of an absentee results tape because we don't get a traditional tape. We just print the report.
That's on wall.
Just one, just like the front somewhere. There's not signature lines on it. And then I also have the equivalent of that, but it's for provisional. So that's the provisional results tape. And then I have the audit sheet where I wrote the seal numbers and the number of ballots that were considered today.
And then I have the supplemental absentee abstract.
Sign your lives away.
And I'm gonna beat Sarah over there.
Look. It's because I'm checking off my checklist so we don't forget anything. Results tape. T. And results tape. That is everything.
And there's like I watched you some.
Oh, so much.
Oh, good.
She did very well.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Things let you say down there, it's like all the things they drink. What, do we have 4 going down the line now? 4 things?
Christy did very good.
Yeah.
Said she's happy about it.
Yeah.
And we told her that like this, the website, it's showing the latest. Statements.
Perfect.
Sarah, how many do you have? Just one more?
There should
Shoot,
be
here.
4 things total. Absentee results tape, provisional results tape, audit sheet, and the absentee supplemental abstract.
Got
Sure.
Have nothing else?
I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
What was the total voters on election day?
Total voters on election day, I can tell you that.
One something.
I remember that one. Primary. 40%.
$15,291. That was election day.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, give you the total.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn. Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Any discussion?
And for me, well, Paula.
I guess she. All in favor?
Aye.
I don't get a vote, but I.
Thank you again, guys. Great job.
Very good. But yeah, not bad at all.
No, oh, we've seen worse, that's for sure.
I have to.
Ah.
Yes.
Thank you for being,
Thank you very much.
feel free to come back anytime.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh-huh, next Thursday, yeah.
We voted for Paul and abstention.
All right.
Thank you.